Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko episode 5 playthrough, and yeah, today we've actually got a really interesting day because obviously it's one of the mysteries that we may get some sort of, I don't really know if we're going to get a full answer, but we're still going to get some sort of help to finding the answer of the epitaph, as you can see on the screen. Yeah, we're going to hopefully see, Furudo Erika actually solve the epitaph. And, judging by the fact that firstly she's a detective and secondly, the amount she was able to deduce just from the fact that the epitaph was placed there, it was absurd. And how quickly she did it and how confidently she actually gathered everything. I mean, she is a really talented detective. I really get the impression that she's firstly going to be able to unlock the epitaph, and secondly that she's going to be able to become a golden witch. And it's really interesting to think, because I was just thinking about this in the morning. She's going to become a golden witch, and yet she's not going to be really harmful. It literally said in red that you need to discard Furudo Erika from your theories about who the culprit is. I mean, that just really is contradictory. So I've been at work for like nearly the entire day, so I haven't really had time to solve the epitaph, but I just want to give you a little bit of facts that we've obviously thought of. So firstly, I have thought of a few things. So I think the epitaph, so this in my opinion refers to a location, and then in episode 3, I remember in Kinzo's library, Eva was saying there was some sort of atlas, and the code was 6 figures. I was thinking it could be a 6-figure grid reference, but at the same time, let me show you. Look, at the same time, it doesn't reach 6 characters at all. So I think it does have some sort of, I think it is some sort of location name, but at the same time, it's one that can be read with more than 6 characters if you, I don't know. I wonder what the hiragana is like of it, and maybe the kanji is, there's multiple ways of reading it. I don't know. And, yeah, it is interesting as well that, you could think about this. I kind of thought about this, look at, following its path downstream. Could that potentially be, like, what you would do when actually looking at the atlas? But at the same time, then that's kind of disproven. How would 2 people tell you? And by the way, when it says the 2, I was thinking it maybe it's the case that it isn't 2 people. It's the 2 could be referring to anything. But, where is it? Yeah, look, that second character is the kanji for person. So, yeah, it can't be taken out of context. There's also, I do find it really quite odd. Look at this stuff as well, by the way. Right. Where is it? But yeah, so there's a shore that the village speaks of. I don't really understand all the stuff about the Sweetfish River. I really hope that we're going to get more information on that. And, yeah, it's a shore. What is a shore? Yeah, the shore. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of this stuff I haven't really... God, FR Beatrice is such an absurd bully. So, yeah, Sato and then Kishi. But I just really wonder what the connection between those is. I was thinking that, what's the exact... I can't remember. I just remember that the last 4 digits. Yeah, don't read that because it might contain a spoiler. So 07151129. Fuck's sake. I think it's that, but yeah, I really do wonder what this actually is going to be as well. Yeah, I do feel like it has some sort of connection to the epitaph. I do find it really interesting that that was actually given by Beatrice as, a means of, after everything had been, happening in Dokkenjima, all of the relatives have actually been given a code that could actually unlock a safe with 100 million yen in it, in, dollar, well, in yen wads, really. It's quite odd. I really do wonder if that has any relevance. I wonder if it has any relevance to this, actually. It's hard to tell, but, yeah, it is interesting. Like, I don't really understand the stuff about the Sweetfish River at all. I mean... But it is interesting, this. Yeah, and it is really interesting that if I'm thinking the key may be a 6-character word from the Sweetfish River, could that potentially be some sort of name of what could have been a Sweetfish River, or could this have been something metaphorical? Could it maybe have been because the Sweetfish can actually, you know, live in the river, and yet they can also live in the ocean? So could it be, I don't know, some sort of mouth of the river, some sort of place where the river is really quite connected to the ocean? Maybe some sort of place in the village where there's a river right next, well, I don't know, there's just... So in one part, let's say to the left, if you're looking in a bird's eye view, so the left is where the river is, and then the right is where, you know, the ocean joins up from the river. Maybe it could be some sort of place that's in the interval. What I do find really odd as well is the key of the Golden Land. I mean, the key obviously is some sort of code that you can find. It's not a physical key, but I do find it really odd because, you know, in episode 2, I remember that Maria had been given by Beatrice the key to the Golden Land. That's what actually was said. And what I find really odd about that is that obviously there was no key that was actually involved here. It was just the thinking of you know, some sort of code. And it is quite odd to me how there was a key, and yet, but at the same time, the key led to the chapel. So I do think the chapel has a lot of significance. It's hard to tell what it actually has, but I don't know. Right. Yeah, that was just me brainstorming a few ideas about the you know, chapel related stuff. Now let's actually get into it and see what's answered. I hope we get more stuff about the Sweetfish River, especially because that is the part that I just do not understand whatsoever. Right. Then let's begin. I'll weave together some fragments for solving the riddle of the epitaph. Right, here we go. You can see why I wanted to play this on a special day. Well, specifically dedicate my day to this today. Berkos will open both of her hands. Then, like a planetarium, all of the fragments throughout this empty space began to spin, leaving tails behind them. That is weird. Oh my god. The expression planetarium might have been surprisingly fitting. Oh my god, multiple fragments were tied together by golden lines. What? And what looked like constellations zoomed by us rapidly. That's really cool. Wow. It felt almost as though we were dashing through a space at an incredible speed. God, right, this is going to be interesting. What are we going to be shown? Then, with tails of light drifting behind them, several brightly glowing fragments swirled around Bernkastle. It looked almost like she created her own solar system, with her as the sun. That's so cool. That solar system surrounding Bernkastle grew to a radius large enough to swallow us up. What? Wow. And every once in a while, one of those satellite fragments zoomed right past me. Ah. My god. That's really quite something. So, oh, that is really, really interesting, because obviously these are memories from different people. Like, you know, obviously the episode 4 one is the one that leaps out the most. I couldn't even read what was on the episode 1 fragment with Kanon, or maybe episode 2, I don't know. It can't have been episode 3, it can't have been episode 4 either, because he was in the boiler room. Wait, no, it's got to be episode 1 because he died in the boiler room. Or maybe it could be everything that actually happened after Kanon had... Oh, no, that's ridiculous. That is so weird. That is so odd, though. I think this is so cool. I really like that. When those fragments passed by me, it felt as though some kind of memory was welled up inside me. So I sensed it. These fragments are probably like a crystallization of memories. Yeah, exactly, though, yeah. They aren't memories. Well, I suppose they aren't memories. They are things that happened. Yeah. They are fragments of worlds. Yeah, but... No, I was thinking they could be memories of people from other worlds, though. Well, I guess they may feel like memories to you. Then let's begin. Let's start with this fragment. Right, one of the satellites in this solar system was slowly sucked into an inward trajectory with Burncastle at the center. Oh my god. After drawing a spiral and approaching her, it settled down on the palm of Burncastle's outstretched hand. God, having the power to control these things, that must be so cool. Then it glittered brightly, painting over the whole world with pure... That is weird. So, this is the even weirder thing. They are going to be able to only see... Ah, yeah, of course, it's you. The beloved hometown definitely won't betray our expectations. Yeah. So, obviously, when you actually look for the hometown in the atlas, and then try to find something from that, you know, it is going to be pretty obvious that it's the father's childhood hometown, because of the fact that it's only the one he loved. Interesting. The only past father held dear happened during his childhood years. I remember that. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, this is from the third game when Aunt Eva was just about to solve the riddle of the epitaph and was thinking it over with the witch inside her or whatever. That's right. Yeah, definitely, and from these thoughts she made her way to the correct answer. In other words, this fragment shows a vital hint for reaching the truth. Fair, yeah, it means that this theory is not mistaken, and that this is the right lines of thinking on. So you're saying that we should assume this beloved hometown isn't a metaphor or anything like that? That the place grandfather actually spent his youth? Ah, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's interesting, yeah, and at the very least it isn't Odawara. Yeah, but at the same time that wasn't the place he had beloved memories for. Odawara is definitely the place where he was born. Odawara is definitely where he was born, but I don't think that's the hometown he loved. I imagine all of us siblings have the same place in mind. Right. This probably isn't Odawara. Yeah, from what I've heard, he had a very fun time as a youth. God, that is not something I would remember, that I would expect. But at the same time, to be fair, I mean, it isn't really that surprising when you think about the fact that, you know, the stress of probably having to run the Ushinomiya family and, you know, like Kinzo said, you know, literally just feeling as if you want to die, going into the war, but also going into the war with the feeling that you want to die. I mean, that stress must have been horrible. So it makes sense as to why he took quite a lot of that out on his family. But at the same time, to be fair, I mean, I do wonder how old these people were when Kinzo actually made his fortune and went to Rock Genjima. I think they were probably teens? I can't remember exactly though, but I remember hearing somewhere that they were teens. I don't know. I love this imagery, it's so nice. I'm imagining the Higurashi. I'm using Higurashi to really power my imagination here. That's right. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Aunt Eva and her siblings said it wasn't Odawara. And not only that, it looks like everyone guessed where grandfather's hometown was. Right. And annoyingly, the actual location isn't spoken of in any fragment. in any of the fragments. Wow. What a duh. Oh, if I told you if I told you that would be too many hints. Fair, yeah, if it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no point to it. That's a hint too. Nah, that is interesting. Yeah, the fact that the riddle is actually difficult and it will require a lot of intuition and thinking. Just where is this hometown of grandfather's? Well, I think you've got to look at it geographically. You've got to think about the fact that when Kinzo was actually alive, there was a Sweetfish River, and then it led to a village. But at the same time, this is the thing: is it a metaphorical Sweetfish River or is it a genuine Sweetfish River? And how do you know from a map that it's a Sweetfish River? It's just going to be displayed as a river there. So how can you fully tell that it's a Sweetfish River? Is there some sort of indication on the actual river name, I wonder? Just where is this hometown of grandfather's? Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we can't even start if we don't know that. Oh, yeah. You mean you couldn't start, so you stopped thinking? It is, to be fair, yeah. Since it had to be a place where he could have lived, the number of possibilities is limited. Ah, yeah, that's a good hint, that. Yeah, well, this is the toughest part. Yeah, it kind of reflects how Erika can solve it. You were the witch who could certainly solve any riddle that can be solved, weren't you? So you took those limited possibilities. Yeah, so you took those limited possibilities. In other words, everywhere on the earth, and considered every single piece of land that grandfather might have lived on. What? It was, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That would work too, but that way, no amount of time would be enough. True. Yeah. Yeah, it is really, really interesting that the hometown isn't actually known, but at the same time, So I needed to take some more hints into consideration to bring out the answer. I remember the stuff about, in episode 3, the kanji, being mentioned, and, Sato and then Kishi as well. I wonder what's relevant to that. What that relevance is. Didn't you say it yourself? But, yeah, I don't really understand this. You said it didn't have to be a river with water flowing down it. If the word Sweetfish is too complicated, why not forget it? Think of a river. A river. Linking it with a family tree wasn't a bad idea. Try thinking about how to link a river with something else along those lines. Along those lines, so similar to a family tree. What could be similar to a family tree? Something that flows down that is relevant to... So I wonder... So the river could potentially be something metaphorical that is actually linked to something else. Let me just throw a few ideas around memories, maybe? You could have a river of memories, a river of a timeline, because everything flows in accordance with each other. Maybe you could have... No, but that isn't really relevant to a family tree. Well, to be fair, if the memories are related to family, then it could be. I don't know. Because you also link a river too. Well, in general, you could, along those lines, though. Could the river be something related to Kinzo's family? I don't know, family-related status? Or... I don't really know. A Sweetfish River running through the hometown. Yeah, it is weird. So this could potentially... This is truly metaphorical. However, this river isn't truly a river. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, ever thought of something else? Something that could be linked with a river? Sure. But, yeah, I do agree. But if it isn't a river, then why the Sweetfish? Think. A river that runs through the hometown, but it isn't actually a river because of the fact that it's metaphorical. Yeah, but it isn't a river with water running down it. It could either be metaphorical or it could be a river with something else, some other weird substance going down. Something that can be likened to a river. Yeah, so it runs through the hometown. I think that is actually really quite key. But at the same time, it doesn't really make much sense because if you have something like... Wait, hang on a second. Let's say, for example, a family tree regarding... If it ran through the hometown and it was metaphorical, let's just link it to the family tree to convey my point. So, if it ran through the village and it was a family tree that was metaphorical for a river, then could you potentially say that everyone in the village is some sort of descendant or has some sort of relation to each other? Maybe this could be a means of actually linking all of the villagers towards one thing. Behold the Sweetfish River running through the beloved hometown. Yeah, that's convenient, yeah. If I knew where the hometown was, so she could forget about the Sweetfish hint. Yeah, that is convenient. Yeah. So if you find out the hometown, then you don't actually need to understand the Sweetfish part. However, since we don't know where it is, this could be a hint for us. Oh, right, yeah, good one. Yeah, I knew they were going to play this part. I'll worry too much about the Sweetfish River. The Sweetfish part doesn't matter at all, does it? That isn't true. It was an excellent hint. Jesus Christ, she sounds cold. Well, of course, maybe there was no need for it to be Sweetfish. Weird. How fast does Sweetfish swim? Fuck's sake, I don't actually get anything on the internet. Because I'm thinking if it flows really, really fast. No, I do not mean how starfish swim. Right, I use Sweetfish. I don't know whether it's fast or not. So, let me just... It is interesting that Sweetfish give a sweet aroma reminiscent of watermelon. I mean, this isn't really relevant, but maybe it could be because of the fact that they give off a sweet aroma. Maybe it could be, I don't know, just memories he finds sweet. I don't know, that's totally ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. If Sweetfish... Oh, interesting. Sweetfish can only live up to 2 years. But at the same time, what I'm thinking of is a little bit too specified to Sweetfish. They literally said that Sweetfish, it could be likened to anything. Sweetfish was just a thing that was chosen, so it doesn't fully make sense. Yeah, definitely, yeah. If the river isn't a literal river, then of course, sweetfish probably doesn't mean the kind of fish that swims. Yeah. Exactly, it's weird. And on top of that, Rosa tossed it aside, saying that sweetfish weren't that significant. Yeah, it is weird. On the other hand, Eva said it wasn't important for them to be sweetfish, but that it was still an excellent hint. Exactly, yeah. I don't disagree. Yeah, in other words, the sweetfish is a key to make you think of something else. But what, yeah, I suppose. Oh, that's really, really interesting, because if you think about the 6 characters that are actually required, maybe the characters in Sweetfish could actually be read differently when you actually combine them with a word, so that they could mean something else. No, but at the same... And, you know, that does actually kind of make sense. Wait, or if it's a word that Sweetfish makes you think of, it could either be a different word, or maybe it could be the literal characters from Sweetfish, because... No, it could, in theory, be the literal characters from Sweet. No, it can't be. No. I was thinking, because with some kanji, if you read them differently, they have an entirely different meaning. But no, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so Sweetfish makes you think of something else, which you can then link to finding the code. Yeah, from these thoughts, Aunt Eva formed some theory, went to the library, looked through some books, and verified that she was right. Yeah, definitely, yeah. In short, Aunt Eva formed some theory about the true nature of this Sweetfish River running through her hometown. Yeah, definitely. Then she opened a certain book to determine whether that theory was correct or not. Yeah, in other words, this theory was something that could be verified through some kind of book. True, yeah. Also, after she figured out what the Sweetfish River was, she figured out the rest of the riddle very quickly. Yeah, it is interesting that, yeah. Good thinking. Yeah, so the location of his beloved hometown is actually really quite essential for this. Good thinking. The epitaph continues on, saying, as you travel down the river, you will see a village. That's interesting. At that point in time, Eva hadn't yet solved the 3 lines, starting with this one. Yeah, what is this village? What does it mean? Do you find one if you go down this river? Jesus Christ, she's definitely had an epiphany. Oh my god, right before my eyes. The pieces that I hadn't been able to understand at all. Yeah, began to snap. Snap. Into place, all by themselves. Yeah. I couldn't even remember to close my open mouth. My throat grew completely dry. Is it really okay for this to be the answer? Yeah, so it could potentially be something that's either really so simple that it just seems odd that it is the answer, or maybe it's something else, I don't know. So you can in theory solve the entire thing, because obviously everything builds upon your understanding of that initial point. So if we figure out what the Sweetfish River running through the hometown is. Yeah. That leads us directly to understanding that as you travel down the river you will see a village stuff. And then we get the key to the Golden Land. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, that is interesting. We know that because Eva didn't even know what the village meant until she checked the book. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, just what is this book? Yeah, that is interesting, but this isn't 6 characters at all. I'm absolutely sure this is the answer, but this doesn't reach 6 characters at all. Yeah. But this isn't 6 characters at all. I'm absolutely sure that this is the answer, but this doesn't reach 6 characters at all. My god, her face. Did he stop thinking again? Yeah, in that case, think of a way you can read it with 6 characters. If you can't think of one, then research it. Yeah. There has to be an answer. You must not doubt that.
それが信じられないなら、とっとと泣き寝入りでもして、へそでもかって死んじゃえば。
God. If only you just cry yourself to sleep, then you can just give up and... Jesus fucking Christ. I love how absurdly horrible she gets. But I do find it really interesting. I think episode 4 and, you know, the ending scene with Angie, that really made me understand F.R. Beatrice a lot more. I'm so grateful for that scene. Because now I can just totally see all of the poison and why it actually exists anyway. She is literally the formation of somebody's bad side, and it's just as if it's somebody's bad side totally isolated with 0 good or 0 kindness in them. No emotions that have any means of good, just bad ones. Just bad. One. 2. 3. 4. Yeah, she found it. 6 characters. Yeah, I found it. This is the key to the Golden Land. This is the key to the Golden Land. Yeah, so the 6 characters that actually make up whatever this code is the key. Yeah. Then if I found the key to the Golden Land. Yeah. And this key. Yeah. And this key was some kind of word, number, or string of characters, 6 characters long. I feel like it's more likely a word because... Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, that is actually really quite interesting because 6 people were killed on the first Twilight and there were also 6 characters in the key. That is really quite interesting because now that we think about it, the first Twilight has the most amount of people who actually die. And it is actually really quite interesting to think that, you know, why, if you would choose a number that is really quite significant and that is big, why 6? It's interesting that that may have meaning. Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. On the first Twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. The 6 chosen by the key. 6 characters. Yeah. I do wonder if you could actually find some sort of way of linking how people were killed. But it is really interesting when you think about the fact that there are exceptions to this. But when you think about the murders that have actually happened, so let's say, for example, episode... Well, wait, no, I can't validly say that. No. Wait, can I? Who died in episode 4? Wait. So, Eva, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Rosa. So I've got 4. Who was the last one? Oh, I don't know. But let's just think about what I do remember. So, episode 3, you had the family that died. Episode 1, you had a few of the family that died, another servant to make up the numbers. Episode 3, you had all the servants. And I can't remember in episode 4, you had basically all the family, but I forgot. Oh yeah, Gorda. No, not Gorda, fucking Genji even. Yeah, he died. Yeah, so like episode 1, interestingly enough, 4 people, and then, you know, 1 servant. But obviously there were 5 sacrifices as opposed to, well, it was originally intended to be 6, but there were going to be 7. Because, you know, obviously Kumasawa... No, wait. Kumasawa and Gorda escaped. They both did. It was only one of them who was intended to be murdered. But, yeah, oh, that doesn't really make sense. I was thinking that maybe they could all belong to a specific group of people. But it nearly works, but it doesn't. It doesn't fully work. In other words, it means to sacrifice the 6 characters chosen by the key on the first Twilight. Yeah, that is weird. And then to sacrifice the 2 characters. Yeah, this key indicates a certain group of 6 people. Yeah. No, we should say it indicates a certain group of 6 things. If this doesn't mean a literal command to offer sacrifices. Yeah, for example, it could be an anagram. But at the same time, with that logic, then wouldn't the anagram be different every single time because of the fact that the killers have different things every single time? Wait, hang on a second. Let me just think about the starting letters of each name. So, well, no. Let's do episode 3 and compare it to, I don't know, episode 1, for example. So, wait, no, what's one where we do know? No, let's compare episode 2 to episode 3. So, I think, who died in episode 2? I think it was Rudolph, Rosa, Eva. No, it was all of the people in the family conference. Eva did die. Eva, Natsuhi, Rudolph, Rosa, Kraus, and another one. It doesn't really matter. No, that doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe if you read the kanji differently, it could. No, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe there could be something that reunites all of the first letters of people's names within every single time that people had actually been killed in, you know, in every game board. But I don't really know. But at the same time, if you read the kanji characters differently, then I wonder if you could actually get to something. An anagram. Do you mean playing with letters? Yeah, in theory. I do wonder. Yes, Kiria-san has been thinking that way ever since that moment. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, yeah, because that could really make sense. Yeah, that does actually make sense because obviously it's hard to read it with 6 characters. So if you take the original meaning the original reading, then the characters that aren't actually there when you condense it to 6 characters could somehow have some connection to the murderer. I don't know. On the second Twilight, there are those who remain. Yeah, definitely, yeah, which means that at the very least, that something has a limited number of characters. You could read it like it's telling you to continue with the remaining characters after the first 6 characters are removed. Yeah, seriously, yeah. In other words, on the first Twilight, we take a list of characters that's longer than the 6. kill the 6 that are the key.
残った文字でどうにかしろという意味なんだ。
Yeah, and then do something with the characters that remain. By the way, I do find it really interesting. Something to note, there are some characters who have never ever died on the first night of the Epitaph, on the first Twilight. For example, Battler, Jessica, George, Maria, I think. Yeah, Maria, she's never died on the first night. All of the kids, funnily enough. Nanjor, maybe? No, I don't think Nanjor has ever died on the first night of the Twilight. No, wait, he died on the third chapter, I think. But yeah, it is interesting that there are some people who haven't actually ever died. Could it potentially be because of some sort of thing related to this? Maybe. That's right. But like Kiria said. Yeah, exactly though, true. Yeah, what should we kill the characters from? Yeah, seriously, yeah. We don't know this longer string of characters that we're supposed to be killing from. On the first Twilight, kill the 6 characters that are the key. Yeah, on the first Twilight. That is fair actually, yeah. In other words, by the time we reach the first Twilight, some string of characters already exists. That might be a set of Japanese characters. I do wonder, could that be the length of the town? 8 characters in English. I wonder, but knowing Grandfather's taste, could it be something in English? Yeah, the first Twilight has more than 6 characters. Oh yeah, I see that, even though the Japanese phrase has just 4. Daiichi no Ban. That is interesting that Twilight, it does actually apply to that. Twilight has 8 characters. In English, obviously. Maybe that indicates that in English, this has 8 characters. The key we're actually trying to find. It has 8 characters, but they can be condensed into 6 characters. Ooh, what's this? Oh, yeah, we're going to see Eddie Khan now. This is going to be interesting. Good. Oh, obviously, this is the battler in the game, but I was really quite confused for a second. He thought that there. Right, this is going to be interesting. We can interpret the 6 sacrifices chosen by the key as a string of 6 characters. Yeah. I think it's a very clever concept. Exactly, yeah, that way the key doesn't necessarily have to be key-shaped. Yeah, I've also considered the possibility that it's an anagram. Come to think of it, you did say something like that before. But yeah, I agree. But in that case, where do we take the 6 characters out from? That's right. Since we're taking 6 characters out, it must be at least 6 characters long. Yeah. We need to read Daiichi no Ban in some way that gives it more than 6 characters. Yeah.
お父様のセンスならやっぱり英語なのかしら。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if we follow father's sensibilities, I guess it probably is English after all.
行き詰まるようなら先に第二の番に進み。
Yeah, agreed. It's a good idea. I do wonder about the relevance of Twilight having 8 characters in English. If it does look like we're getting stuck, why don't we move on to the second Twilight and look for hints?
残されし者は寄り添う二人を引き裂け。
Those who remain shall tear the two who are close. Yeah, those who remain, it is really, really odd that, you know, the characters that would remain would tear apart the two that are close. Could that potentially mean that, I don't know, maybe it's like something that's oxymoronic? Maybe, you know, there's 2 characters that are left, and then the characters that... Oh, no. So 2 who are close. The 2 characters who are next to each other, I'd assume. But the other characters that remain would tear the meaning of those 2 apart.
残されし者は6文字を抜いた後に残った文字だと考えてよいでしょう。
Yeah. We can probably think of those who remain as the remaining characters after the first 6 have been taken out.
となると寄り添う2文字とはどういう意味になるんだろう。
Yeah. In that case, what does it mean by 2 characters that are close? I see.
そうか。わかったぜ。つまりはこういうことだ。
I get it, so that's what this is about. For example, let's take the following list of 9 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's say the 6 characters offers us sacrifices. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In this case, we erase the aforementioned 6 characters from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and get x, 2, x, 4, 5, 6.
2と4と5が残るな。
So 2, 4, 5, and left. So, yeah.
それでどうなるってんだ？
So what? I have an idea. Right, I've got an idea. Right, let's get paint up. Right. See what we can find out. I don't know. This may be a completely wrong lead. Right. Terumasa, so Nanjo's name. Hideyoshi. Gorda. Now, we've got Battler, Jessica, George. That could be Gorda or George. Who else? Maria. Yeah, there's no Japanese name that begins with an L. I don't know. I was thinking that may be some sort of representation of people's names. As you could see there, you know, when I'd actually begun that, I thought I may have been onto something, but no, I don't think I would be. Yeah, so 2, 4, and 5 are left. So what?
4と5寄り添ってる。
Yeah, oh, 4 and 5 are close. So could it be some sort of hierarchy in terms of age? It is interesting when we think about it. Jessica and Battler are never killed. And yet they're basically the closest together in age. Like, in the first sacrifices, I mean. And then if you think about it like that, then Jessica is torn apart from Battler. I'm thinking about episode 2 here. And, you know, then that means Battler is the only one left who's in that close age gap. What about episode 3? All of the servants. Who could you think about then? What about, what are the second murders in episode 3? Maria and Dosa, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Oh, fuck, that's a bit tricky. Yeah. Well, you could maybe look at Dosa's age gap between. No, I don't really know. Yeah, I get it. So the two who are close are. Yeah, X2, so 4 and 5. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. There's a gap between 2 and 4, but 4 and 5 are right next to each other. They're the two who are close. Yeah. Yeah, good. Well done, Battler-san. She's like a teacher. We can't tell whether tear apart means to crush 4 or 5. Oh yeah, or it could potentially be to separate them into their own words. We can't tell whether tear apart means to crush 4 and 5, or to put a gap between them. Yeah, seriously, yeah. I think it's more likely to put a gap between them if you actually look at the language used. But I think that's a good observation. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, then what do you think about the third Twilight? Those who remain shall praise my noble name. Since there's a good chance that we're playing with letters, this might be the same thing. The characters that shall remain shall praise my noble name. Yeah, it is odd. That's tough. What could it mean? I feel like it could be some sort of arrangement of characters that makes it so that when they are read together, they either have some sort of significance like that, or maybe they have. Oh my fucking god! They maybe have words that connote some sort of worship or praise. I don't know. Shut up. Does anyone know? Of course you do. Yeah, I think I do. Huh? Oh yeah, of course she wants to know. What does it tell me? Is this also an anagram? Yeah, once again, good. Yeah, ironic that. Yeah, Battler-san, you're a pretty flexible thinker. By anagram, you mean playing with letters, right? That means. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Or maybe they could be read separately as some sort of characters that would relate to praising. In other words, maybe you can make some kind of word by changing the order of the remaining letters. Yeah. So. I may be getting ahead of myself with this theory. But maybe the original list of characters that the first Twilight's removed from is 11 characters long. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Well done again. That's really interesting. So whatever is here, it's 11 characters long. I reached the same conclusion. Why is that? Yeah, seriously, why do you think there were 11 characters? We think killing a single character, sorry, a single sacrifice means crushing a single
第二
character.
の番の引き下げをとりあえず2文字の間を開けという意味で解釈した場合なら11文字。
If we interpret the tear apart of the second Twilight to mean adding a gap between the two characters, then there are 11
こ
characters
の引
total.
き下げが2文字を潰せという意味なら13文字になると想定されます。
Yeah. If tear apart means to crush those two characters, then we can assume that there are 13 characters. I'm quite confused. I want to visualize this. But yeah, that does totally make sense. I don't really understand the crushing apart character, but let's kind of visualize it like this. So let's say we've got. Well, let's do 0 as well. Right, so you kill 6. Then you have oh god, I'm fucking dumb. So then what you do is you tear apart the ones that are close. Yeah, so you add a spacebar to the characters, which means that there's another character that's added. I don't understand the part about 13 characters, so.
なぜならその後の第4の番から第8の番にかけて5回殺せという
Oh, that's
記述が
really
出るからです。
interesting, yeah. Yeah, after all, from the 4th Twilight to the 8th Twilight, the word kill appears 5 times. And that... Oh, yeah, that does make sense, actually, yeah.
そして
Yeah, that's
その次
reasonable.
の第9の番で誰も生き残れないと
Yeah,
書か
that
れてい
is
ます
reasonable. Yeah, and then on the 9th Twilight, it's written that none will be left alive.
魔女が蘇るって部分をとりあえず無視するなら
If we ignore the part about the witch reviving for
俺
now.
は第1の番に6文字潰し寄り添った文字を割いてさらに5文字潰したらぴったり文字がなくなるという意味ではないかと考え
Yeah,
た
definitely, yeah. Yeah, because if you... Yeah, because we have 5 characters. We have 5 characters there. Yeah. Yeah, and that's reasonable. So that makes 6 plus 5 or 11 characters. If tearing apart the two who are close in the second Twilights means to kill both of them, that makes 6 plus 2 plus 5, which is 13. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, definitely. I just don't really understand the stuff about the 13th character. Well, I suppose if you... Oh, wait, no, I was just being really quite stupid. So if you just add 2 separate spaces to the 2 characters, then you can in theory do it. Yeah, I suppose you could think about it like that. Wait, it couldn't be that easy, could it? Well, no, because obviously you've got to find out what those 11 or 13 characters mean.
私とまさに同じ推理。
Yeah, wonderfully done. That's the exact same theory I
バ
thought
トラ
of.
さんもどうやら私と同じ灰色の脳細胞に恵まれているようですね。
It looks like you were gifted with excellent little grey cells, just like me, Batola-san. Oh, what, brain cells? Hey, quit it.
適当だぜ、適当。
Ah, yeah. Even more so. Yeah, just doing what comes naturally. Hmm.
おいおい、なんだよこ
Hey,
れ。
what the hell?
駒の俺は随分と
I know,
頭が切れるじゃ
seriously,
ん。
yeah, I don't disagree whatsoever. The piece me's pretty damn
おか
smart.
げで俺の推理する出番がねえぜ。
Fair, yeah, there's no room for me to left for me to make theories. Yeah.
ああ、ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry about
バ
that.
トラはこの時不在だったから私の方で勝手に駒を操らせてもらった。
Oh, that's interesting. You weren't around at this point, so I just controlled your piece. That's
切れ者っ
hilarious.
ぽくていいでしょ。
Seriously, though, yeah, isn't it nice how smart I made you look? That's absurd.
あんたはベルにプレイヤーをしてもらった方が賢そうに見えるわ。
You look smarter when Burns playing. That's a bit weird. That's going in my
プレ
quotes
イヤ
folder.
ーは降りて駒に専念した方がよくない？
Why not step down as the player and concentrate on being a piece instead? Yeah, that is interesting. I joined in on this game partway through, well after the first murders occurred on October the 5th. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that means the piece called me was controlled by the player, Burncastle. That's really good, yeah. So I guess that means it's possible for Burncastle's reasoning to be announced through my mouth. Yeah, the game I'm watching now is nothing more than a replay of the part that's already ended. However, that's probably good enough for now. Yeah, exactly though, yeah. After all, this Burncastle somehow is going out of her way to solve the epitaph for me. I'll watch closely for now. Yeah, good one, yeah, and I'll try to find out what it means. Namdadelse let it slip herself just a second ago. Oh,
そりゃそうでしょう。
well done. Oh
それを教
yeah.
えてあげちゃったらヒントが過ぎちゃうわ。
If I told you that, there'd be too many
難
hints.
易度の高い謎でなきゃ意味がないんだから。
Yeah, if it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no
あ
point
ら
to
い
it.
けない。これもヒントになっちゃうわね。
That is actually really quite interesting to think that Battler's intuition wouldn't have actually controlled his piece because of the fact that he didn't join late. Didn't join early. There was no one to actually control his intuition, so Burncastle was the one who did it. Convenient, that. Yeah. Yeah, it is a hard riddle, and you need to pay attention. Yeah, this thing about grandfather creating the epitaph in order to choose a successor isn't bad at all. I think it's totally valid. Yeah, Eddie Khan Burncastle's logic is extremely reasonable. Yeah, but that's only if we assume grandfather was the one to create it. Yeah, that's true, actually, and you can't prove whether he has created it or not. Yeah, it's probably alive at the time the epitaph was displayed. But of course, Yeah. But of course, grandfather was already dead by 1986. So that could really be something similar to a will, because he died. The epitaph was made 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. 2 years before 1986, and then he died. Wait, no, 2 years before 1986. Yeah, and then he died in, what was it, 1985? Yeah, he's already dead by 1986. He died in a year before the family conference, I think. And in the games up until now, Beatrice threatened us repeatedly with letters, saying that the only way to survive was to solve the epitaph. Yeah, definitely, yeah, and trying to force us to solve the riddle. Yeah, in other words, it was Beatrice's intention, her hope, that we would try to solve the riddle of the epitaph. Yeah, true, actually, yeah, the epitaph is so confusing that in most cases, the relatives never seriously tried solving it until the threatening letters started to arrive. That's why Beatrice fired the starting pistol that made us take a go at it. Yeah, why is Beatrice carrying out grandfather's will after his death? It is a good question, yeah, but obviously it's regarding the, ceremony of the Golden Witch actually being given to somebody. Like the theory proposed in the first game, is Beatrice really grandfather's confidant? Who's following his orders even after his death and trying to select the successor with the riddle of the epitaph in grandfather's stead? If she did that, it would mean Beatrice really was Ginzo's trusted underling. Yeah, definitely, the family alchemist she claimed to be in that letter. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, yeah. After grandfather's death, Beatrice managed the 10 tons of gold and took the title of the alchemist. Yeah, she was entrusted with the epitaph's riddle, and without ever embezzling the gold, she waited for a human fitting to be the successor to appear and solve it. Yeah, and if that human didn't appear within a set time limit, would that be game over? Yeah. Certainly Aunt Eva, who solved the riddle in the third game, became the only survivor. Oh, that is interesting, yeah, and automatically the final head of the Ushinomiya family, inheriting everything. True, and that is what potentially Erika could become. Burncastle literally said that she's going to solve it. Up until now, no one has ever survived past October 5th except Aunt Eva, the one who solved the epitaph. Yeah, it is interesting, yeah, that was the only case where Beatrice let anyone survive. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Is Beatrice's loyalty to grandfather the thing that drove her? Was she so loyal that she faithfully carried out some terrible order? Yeah, it is interesting. But this is a thing that we can remember. Disposal of the interest of the Ushinomiya family. You make it so that... No, but what I don't really think makes sense is, with that logic, if the disposal of the interest of the Ushinomiya family happened until there wasn't any head, why was Eva the only person? Why did the murders not stop, after Eva had actually solved the epitaph? Like, there would be no reason of actually collecting any interest for the Ushinomiya family because of the fact that Eva has already solved it and there's already a head that is in place. I must not stop thinking. Yeah, true, yeah, don't stop thinking. Don't just think of the riddle itself. Think about why it's significant. Yeah, I do wonder. Why is Beatrice telling us to solve the epitaph? Why is she making us solve such a confusing epitaph? Because she hates you, let's be honest. If Beatrice makes us try and solve the epitaph, we have no real chance of solving. And by some lucky chance, a miracle occurs and someone is able to solve it. 1 in a quadrillion. What significance would that have to her? 1 in a quadrillion, bet you anything. I really wonder if the location Beatrice does the ceremony of the Golden Witch in is the chapel and it has a 1 in quadrillion chance of opening. don't know what such a miracle would be worth the belt or... Yeah, definitely. Oh, this is going to be
いずれに
interesting.
せよ、第一の番がわからねえ限り、これ以上はお手上げだな。
Anyway, until we figure out the first Twilight, we'll have to give up on the rest. We tried looking at it from several different angles, but in the end, we got stuck there and made no further advances. Yeah. Oh, she's really tired. Monica let out an extra large yawn. Oh my god, this got several other people to yawn. We've been using our heads so much that everyone had gotten a little sleepy. Yeah, that is not good for what's going to happen afterwards. Yeah, Jessica, i.e. the murders. Jessica, who's been silent and irritated the whole time, quickly stood up. Yeah, obviously this is really quite unpleasant for her. She hasn't said a thing, by the way. I'm going upstairs with Maria. What, steady TV or something? Okay. I'll go up too. Oh no, they're busy. Hey, why don't we all play cards upstairs? When George proposed this, Maria completely forgot about the big yawn of hers and started jumping around, insisting that she wanted to play cards. Of course, no one else is going up. Yeah, according to the clock, it was already 10 at night. Oh yeah, of course Maria would be tired. Yeah, it was already about the time you'd normally take a bath and get ready for sleep. Dude, it's literally 3. It's 00:03 at the moment. It is 12:03 for me. That is not the time. I have never taken a bath. I don't take baths, but like, yeah. I get ready for sleep at 2:30 in the morning most of the times. Even the adults seem pretty weary from traveling. We decided to continue this later and went our separate way. Oh! Will you play cards with us too, Erika-chan? Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, I overstepped my bounds a little, forgetting that I'm a simple guest. I'm really surprised. But yeah, that is actually really quite interesting because even though Erika definitely wants to solve the epitaph and I think she will be able to do it, yeah, I just don't really understand. Well, she obviously doesn't want to make it so that she has so much of an influence that she can change everything. Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment. I overstepped my bounds a little, forgetting that I'm a simple guest. I'll have to take it easy and rest for the night. I love that. I mean, obviously, this is just so telling, the fact that Erika is acting. No, she was genuinely in an accident, though. That's the funny thing. Seriously. I know, yeah, you're in such high spirits, it's hard to believe you almost drowned. This is what she loves, to be fair. If you do what you love, even if you're near drowning, of course. Yeah, that's you, fair enough, yeah. Still, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think we're taking a big step in our reasoning thanks to you. I'm sorry, but you are not going to find the gold if Erika is here. If I find the gold, I'll let you have about 1,000,000 yen worth. Well, to be fair, you definitely can. Can't you at least offer the poor girl 100 million? What's 100 million in terms of a billion? No, sorry, 20 billion. So, blimmin', well, 100 million we're asking for, yeah. So, 10 billion is 50%, 5% is 1 billion, 500 million is, wait, what the fuck? 100 million, I'm thinking, why am I, what? I'm so confused. Oh my god. Wait, let me just figure this out. Wait, I can't be asked. Let me just check. Yeah, it is 0. Yeah, it is 0.5%. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. I feel like Erika, there is no way she's going to rest. She's going to find the epitaph. And, you know, the key to the Golden Land. No need to bother. Yeah, I'm only interested in solving the riddle. Well then, if you'll excuse me. Good night.
Oh, おやすみ。
Yeah, night.
あら、バトラ君は上に行かないの?
Oh, you aren't going upstairs, Bataraku? Yeah, it is interesting.
俺はちょっと面白くなっちゃう。
Ah, no, I see that. Yeah, I'm getting a bit
もう少
interested.
しここで考えをまとめてみます。
I think I'll think. Yeah, good one, Ben. I'll think things through here just a bit longer.
第一の番を示す文字列さえ分かれば、きっと一気に道は開けると思うんすけどね。
Yeah, I really do wonder if I can just figure out the list of characters that marks the first Twilight. I bet the road before me will open up all at once. Yeah, everyone went up to the second floor one by one. Only Aunt Rosa remained behind. Oh, cleaning up the coffee cups that everyone had been drinking out of. Yeah, Natsuhi's definitely not there. Kiria-san and some others had offered to help, but Rosa had refused and was washing them all alone. Huh? Ah, yeah, that's nice. Since I've been treated to such a delicious coffee, I decided to help too. That's quite nice. I wasn't just doing it because I felt obligated. I wanted to keep discussing the epitaph with someone. Yeah, Rosa's a good person to discuss it with.
The
first Twilight, the first Twilight.
ローザおばさんはなんか思いつく文字列とか言葉あるっすか?
Aunt Rosa, have you thought of some list of characters or a word?
さあ、
No.
私には全然。
Oh, I don't have a clue.
でも、第一の番じゃなくて、第10の番はちょっと気になったかしら。
Yeah, but instead of the first Twilight, it's the 10th Twilight that bugs
第
me.
10の番?
The 10th Twilight?
何ですか?
What about it?
うん。黄金鏡って単語何度も出てくるでしょ?
Yeah, well, at the end here it says you'll receive the Golden Land's 4 treasures. Once and for the last time, right?
出てきます
Oh
ね。
yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
なぜか第10の番だけ旅は終わり黄金の今日。いえ、里ね。
That is an interesting question, yeah. Why mention that you're reaching the Golden Land just once and then say it's for the
黄
last
金の
time?
里へ至るだろうって書かれているの。
It's almost as though he's repeating the same thing twice.
どうしてここだけ黄金の里と書かれているのか気になってね。
Yeah, I've just been wondering whether he had some reason for putting it like that.
本当だ。
You're right.
確かに。
Like you said.
他はみんな黄金鏡って書かれてるのに。
Yeah, like you said, there's got to be a more straightforward way of saying that. Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, that line should have been a key part of the riddle, where you wouldn't expect the writer to waste words needlessly. I see that, yeah. Could it have been done for some special purpose?
しかし、バトラ君と
Oh my god, seriously, yeah.
はすごいわね。
Still, you and that Erika-chan girl are incredible. Erika, definitely, yeah. So is Battler. Yeah, your minds really are flexible.
私なんかもうおばさんだから頭が全然回転しないのよ。
I'm already an old lady. My brain just doesn't work that
今日
fast.
の鍵の選びし6人は6文字を間引けという意味
Yeah, definitely, I see that.
は見事だったわ。
Yeah, that theory about the 6 chosen by the key signifying 6 characters to be removed was very impressive.
そう聞かされちゃったらもうそうにしか思えないけれど、
After hearing that, I can't see it as being any other
それ
way.
までは全然そうだと思わなかったものね。
Yeah, yeah. But before then, I didn't think it was like that at
自
all.
分の頭の硬さが嫌になるわ。
I'm feeling let down by my own dumb mind. Well, you're receiving the Endless Witch power and the gold, for example, once, and you're also doing it for the last time because you can't ever have a ceremony like that happen again. I don't really know if this is much... I don't know if it could be explained by something as simple as that, or there maybe is something significant behind it. do see that way.
そんなことないっすよ。
That's not
ロー
true.
ズおばさんだって
No, I agree, I
柔
agree.
らかいっすよ。
Yeah, you've got a flexible mind yourself,
そ
Aunt
の
Moza.
黄金の里って発見は
I
何
do
かの鍵に
wonder.
なるかもしれないじゃないっすか。
Yeah, this last time thing might be really important somewhere down the line.
とんでもない、カチカチよ。
Not at all, my mind's very stiff.
私なんてついこの間までは第一の番というのは黄金鏡までの道中の10分の1の場所だとか思ってたんだから。
To be honest, that is actually a fair point. Up until now, I've always thought that this Thirst Twilight was nothing more than a place 1/10 of the way on a road to the Golden Land.
なんすかそれ。
What's that?
面白そうだから聞かせてくれませんか。
Yeah, yeah, he's really curious. What's that? Sounds interesting. Mind telling me about it?
だって第一の番の前の行に黄金鏡へ旅立つべしって書いてあるでしょ。
Yeah, fair. After all, in the line before the First Twilight, it says you must travel to the Golden
そ
Land,
して
right?
10日をかけて旅をするわけだから、これはその旅の途中のお話なんだ
I see that, yeah. The next part describes a journey that lasts 10 days. It doesn't last 10 days, but it lasts 10 twilights, but at the same time not 10 days. What I don't really get about the twilights, I just don't really understand why a twilight is just a substitute for saying, like, on a time where people get killed. Like, I just don't really get why, like, there were only 2... Well, it just doesn't really make much sense about that. Because there were... I don't even know... I just don't really understand why the word twilight was used. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. It's really odd.
旅
A journey.
確かに。
それで旅を始めて最初の一晩目のキャンプで6人を生贄に捧げて、
Then the journey begins, and when you set up camp at the first twilight, you offer the 6 as sacrifices. Oh yeah, and then when you've actually finished the journey, the place that you actually arrive in could potentially be a representation of where, I don't know, the 6 characters that you're meant to actually use for the entering of the key, but that just doesn't make
な
sense.
ら
It
その
doesn't
場所ってど
really...
こだろう。
It doesn't really tie in. Yeah, but that's a really, really big question. You would have to find out 10 possible place names. Yeah, so where would that
スタ
place
ート
be?
地点から何キロ目？
Yeah, how many kilometers from the starting
なん
point?
てね。内緒よ。
Yeah, please don't tell anyone about your aunt's silly
お
ideas,
ばさ
okay?
んバカだから黄金の里のことずっと黄金の今日って読んじゃってて。
Yeah, when I first saw that part about attaining to the treasures of the Golden Land, I just assumed it was more of the same.
今日って言うと京都みたいでしょ。
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, typically, attaining treasure would mean obtaining them, but I thought it meant reaching or arriving at some place.
お父様の故郷から京都までの旅路の最初の10分の1の地点に何か秘密が隠されているんじゃないかって思って。
Yeah, someplace 10 days away from Father's hometown where all of the treasures might be found.
いや、めちゃくちゃ斬新。
It is, I agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, are you kidding? That's a brilliant idea. So if you're thinking about it from a journey point of view, then you go to the village from the beloved hometown, and then you potentially go somewhere that takes 10, I don't know, days or twilights or something. It's odd though. The point and the unit of time, twilight, if we've, you know, as we see in the game boards, it's really quite inconsistent when they actually happen. Or is it though? I haven't actually thought about that. Oh, it kind of depends. If it always happens in the same time period. Well, the first murders do, obviously. I'm just not really sure about the second one. Let's take an easy example. Everything before the midnight. Right, so episode 1. Ooh, I think I might have actually found something. So episode 1, there were 4 people who were alive at the very, very end before midnight. And then they all die. Episode 3 is the exception. But at the same time, there are still 4 people alive who die at the very end. So we had Jessica, Nanjor, Eva, Battler. Episode 2, we had Rosa, Maria, Battler. Oh, shit. Is that an invalidation? What about episode 4? We had, yeah, episode 4 kind of invalidates it anyway. Yeah, it fully invalidates it. What about episode 3, though? We had, no, episode 2, sorry. We had Rosa, Maria, Battler. And that's it. Yeah, but at the same time, they still were killed at a really quite close time to midnight. So I wonder if the time frame between the twilights is fixed. And I wonder if they're deliberately killed at the same time every single year. I don't know, though. Hmm.
10日をかけての旅の最初の一番目の場所。
And the first twilight is the first stop on that 10-day journey.
そこの地名が鍵かも。
Agreed, yeah. The name of that place might be the key to moving forward.
それを知るにはスタート地点とゴール地点が分か
But
る。
that is true, yeah. For my 10-day theory to work, you'd have to know the start point and the
ス
end
タート
point.
地点は分かってるの。
I know the start
お
point.
父様が懐かしむ故郷は分かってる。
I know the hometown father
お
loved.
父様は少年時代をとても遠方で過ごされたのよね。
The place father spent his time when he was a boy really is far away.
でも問題はゴールの黄金鏡ね。
Yeah, where is it? Yeah, but the problem is the goal, the golden
一
land.
体どこのことなのかしら。
What does that really mean? I do find it really interesting. I just don't really understand. I kind of get the impression that wherever this leads to was potentially where the gold was stored before it was actually moved to the Ushigamiya family in Rokkenjima. I don't know though, that's just kind of what I think. But the problem is the gold, the golden land. What does that really mean?
それが分からなきゃ私の説もさっぱり。
Yeah, if we don't know that, my theory gets us
長い
nowhere.
ことここで行き詰まってたんだけど、
No, seriously, yeah, I've been stuck at this spot
今
for
日
a
の
long
バトラ君
time.
たちの推理を聞いてて、やっぱり私の恥ずかしい勘違いだったんだわって思い知ったわ。
Yeah. I've been stuck at this point for a long time, but after listening to your reasoning today, I've realized what an embarrassing mistake I've been making.
いや、それはそれで。
No, I still think it is as well. It may just be an interpretation, but at the same time I still think it could potentially be something that may go on the right lines. I don't know, it's just one of the things that you have to consider and you have to try and experiment with, really. I think that's still an interesting idea. The only problem is to actually find the place that this journey 10 days later is actually signifying. You know, it just doesn't really make sense how you would count the 10 days. Is it 10 days by car? Is it 10 days by walking? Is it 10 days by, I don't know, taxi? I don't know. Well, cars and taxis. Well, to be fair, I suppose if you hitchhike, for every single... Well, you won't be able to hitchhike in, you know, the time Keenzel was alive, but, yeah. Buses, maybe. I don't really know what... I was intending to say bus, and yet I said taxi. Yeah. I start on a goal, a 10-day journey. And the place reached at the very first twilight.
案外バトラ君ならポロッと解けちゃったりしてね。
Yeah, believe it or not, I think you might solve this one easily,
もしおば
Battle
さんのヒントで解けたなら1割の半分でもいいから分けっこしてね。
Haha, yeah, of course you ask for that. If you do solve it with your aunt's hint, share some with me. Even 5% would be great. Ow, my eye.
約束よ。
It's a promise. It's a devil's proof whether it's a promise or not. Despite being my aunt, she gave me a smile and a wink. Which, oh my god, that's hilarious. Which would have made a man's heart jump. As I help her wash the coffee cups. Yeah, I kept pondering the Epitaph's riddle in silence. Eddie cart, Eddie cart, Eddie cart. Oh god, it sounds like I'm referring to a really deadly song. I'm referring to Furudo Eddie cart, not the song. If you know, you know. Well, you probably do, let's be honest. Who doesn't know about that historical event? About the historical event that is signified by that song. I just really hate that her name is exactly the same as it. Like, genuinely, it's just so annoying. But at the same time, it is an interesting, you know, character still, though. It's just kind of annoying that I always think of that, and I don't want to think of that. After I finished helping Aunt Rosa, I passed through the corridor on my way to the bathroom. Ooh. It's the library! And saw Eddie unlocking the door to a room on my path. It could potentially be the place where loads of Kinzo's books are archived. I thought your room was on the second floor. No way. Figured you'd gone upstairs and fallen asleep by now.
ちょっと探し物をしてまして。
Oh, you be Sato. Good one. I was just searching for
ここ
something.
にならあるのではないかと思いまして。
Thought it might be here.
探し物
Searching for something? Ooh. Is Battler going to go... Eddie-Car's not actually doing a real effort in terms of hiding this. Eddie-Car unlocked the door and opened it. A dusty smell drifted out. Yeah. She's probably found the answer, let's be honest here. It was a library. For a library, the gaps between the bookshelves were extremely small. No, I see that actually, yeah. Yeah, this is obviously built for storing books, not reading them. Fair, yeah. God, the fact that he has this many books, though, I mean, Jesus Christ. How much time does this person have on his hands? Genuinely. So it's a book you're searching for? Oh, isn't it interesting?
まあ、資料です。
Not necessarily a book, but materials, I guess you could say.
どうしてもしたい調べ物がありまして。
Yeah, there's something I've just got to look up.
気分の謎に関する探し物
Oh shit, yeah, you're looking for something to do with the Epitaph's riddle.
まだ諦めてなかったとは殊勝なこったな
Fair, yeah, pretty impressive that you haven't given up yet.
200億の黄金は魅力か
Is that 20 billion yen that enticing? I haven't given up either. Yeah, apparently being stubborn is something we both share. No, I see that, yeah,
ま
definitely.
さか、
Of course not.
私にとって興味があるのは謎解きだけ。
Yeah, I'm only interested in solving puzzles.
黄金を求めるのは推理が正しかったことの証明が欲しいから
Fair,
です。
that is understandable. Yeah, I'll search for gold only to prove my reasoning correct.
仮に見つけ ても猫ババなんてしませんのでご安心を。
Even if I found it, I wouldn't pocket it for myself. That's really surprising, but obviously, it does make sense. It is really interesting to think that, you know, Erika is just so passionate about reasoning that she doesn't even care about the fact that, you know, the whole epitaph related stuff does give such a financial sum that could change your life. She just cares about having the reason and, you know, being able to actually solve the puzzle. It's really quite cool, that. Even if I found it, I wouldn't pocket it for myself, so I have no fears. So have no fears on that. She immediately cast my comment aside, saying that she just liked the solving riddles and had no interest at all in the gold. It's awesome, that. Yeah, I thought that she was pretty weird from the start, and it looks like that that impression was spot on. Fair, yeah. Yeah, Erika slowly circled the bookshelf, searching for the book she was after. Yeah, somebody is so much more further than you. I'm also trying to solve the epitaph right now. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Oh yeah, just a second ago I heard something interesting from Aunt Rosa, which might give us a hint about the first Twilight. Let me hear it. Ah, yeah, Erika asked this without stopping her search, or even turning to face me. In the line before the first Twilight, it says that the one who obtains the key must do so and so. I love that she's fully remembered that. Wow. The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules. Whoa. That's absurd. Yeah, she is properly clever. You've already got it memorized. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. And what about that? You've got to travel to the Golden Land, right? Yeah, in other words, going on a 10-day journey from the beloved hometown to the Golden Land. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I'd already noticed that myself. Oh my god. You start from the place reached on the first day of the 10th day journey. Oh. That's where you take the sacrifices from. Yeah, that's what Aunt Rosa thought of too. I think the theory is pretty intriguing. We're looking for the place you'd reach on the first day of a 10-day journey. I do wonder, that bit of land, or else the name of that region, might be a key. Yeah, I also guess that the place's name might be a key. That's why I'm looking for materials. Yeah, I want to turn my guess into certainty. Just what are you looking for? Ooh, it's going to be quite something. Then Erika's hand suddenly stopped and she slowly pulled it out. As she dusted it off, she finally looked at me and spoke. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's an atlas. It doesn't surprise me whatsoever that she's looking for that. It's an atlas. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It ends here. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't realise that. Oh, no. Damn. I thought... Oh, I really wanted to see how this ended. Fuck, see if I have time. I hope I do. Oh, that's interesting. Right, I'll just quickly see if I have time. Oh, pray I do. Oh shit. I think Right, well, I do have time, but I'm gonna have to have a very late night today if I actually want to read this. Oh, fuck it, let's. I'm just too interested. I am genuinely just too interested to, like, brush this aside. Natsuhi could be seen in the study. When she muttered that as though to herself, gold butterflies appeared and formed the shape of a person. True, yeah, we mustn't let our guards down. Yes, I can't imagine we'll last through tomorrow if we simply sit around here. No, but isn't it ironic to think that that is not going to be the focus for long? It really, really won't be. But at the same time, as we can see, Furudo Erika thought that Natsuhi was the murderer, though. That's really, really weird now that we think about it. Somebody with intuition so good that they can literally have chances to solve the epitaph without any problem whatsoever. You know, this has actually happened. It's weird. So as I suspected, simply saying Father's in a bad mood and refuses to come out won't be enough to deceive him completely. Yeah, indeed. It seems last year left them quite suspicious. Oh, that's tricky. Because of that, the toxin has expanded and is coiling itself around the study, growing ever tighter. So run away. I imagine it goes beyond the suspicions raised last year. And it's Warigiriya. Has Natsuhi ever even met Warigiriya? That's right. The toxin has grown too thick to be explained away by that alone. Yeah, definitely, yeah, ever. Yeah, somebody must have suspected Kinzo-sama's death since last year and is strongly intent on exposing this secret at the year's family conference. No, does that mean we didn't have them fully deceived even a year ago? Agreed. Unfortunately, it's probably best to assume that, given our current situation. The typhoon will remain here tomorrow, and the boat will not come from them until the day after. Definitely. Oh, isn't this just ironic? In short, we must endure another 36 hours at the very least. Yeah, it may not be visible to your eyes, Natsuhi, but the closed room barrier... Yeah, sealing this room was once very firm. Oh my god. Tonight, however, it has been worn down almost to the point of crumbling, like dry leaves awaiting a windstorm. Oh, I like that, yeah. Yeah.
いいえ、まさに嵐の真っ只中にありますよ。
No, the storm was already here.
夏日様、
Natsuhi-sama.
私は密室結界を別のものに変えることを提案いたします。
That's interesting. Natsuhi-sama, I propose that we switch from the closed room barrier to something else.
別のものというのはどういう意味ですか？
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
つまり作戦を変えるという意味ですか？
Are you suggesting that we change our
さ
plan?
ようでございます。
That is correct. What are they going to do
私
though?
と
I
アルギリ
wonder.
ア様で去年のものに近い結界を再構築し
Yeah,
ます
that's。good. Yeah. Warigiri-sama and I will reconstruct a barrier similar to
去
last
年
year's.
のように金蔵を極力書斎の外に出し、毒素の影から影へと綱渡りを
That's
させるということで
interesting. In other words, we'll take Ginzo out of a study and have him tightrope walk from shadow to shadow where the toxin can't reach, just like last year. Oh, that's interesting. That could have potentially been where they'd overheard Eva and Rudolph, you know, talk about
危険で
inheritance.
はあるが、わらわもそれを提案したい。
Yeah, it may be dangerous, but I would like to second her proposal.
なんですって？
Yeah, is this a joke?
今さら作戦を変えるというのですか？
No, I do see that, but at the same time, to be honest, I really do think it is a poor show of them for not having foreseen this barrier, really. And the fact that it is totally decreasing because of the fact. But to be fair, they couldn't have known that somebody was this intent on making it so that people would, you know, want to expose the secrets that they could potentially have. Is this a joke? Do you truly intend to change this plan this far in?
牢城では切り抜けられぬと分かった以上、城を捨てることも考えねばなりません。
Fair enough, yeah. When one realizes they cannot withstand a siege, they must consider the option of abandoning the castle.
この書斎はもはや敵兵に囲まれ城壁さえも破られかけた城
Yeah,
に
it is
同じ。
interesting that, yeah. Well, now, this room is like a castle surrounded by enemy troops, with its walls about to
座せ
crumble.
は死を意味するならば玉砕を求めて最後の出陣をするのも手でしょうな。
If staying put means certain death, then you also have the option of riding out for one last stand and an honourable defeat. I see that,
降
yeah.
伏できぬ戦いでしょうから。
Oh, God, no, because obviously if you surrender, then your financial situations are going to be screwed. After all, surrender doesn't seem to be an option in this fight.
お父様の秘密は最後の最後まで絶対に死守します。
I'll protect Father's secret until the very end.
それを蹴取られれば言い繕う余地など何もない。
That is interesting. Yeah, and that is really interesting to think that Natsuhi, because of the fact that she wants to protect Ginzo's secret, may, even if she's caught, try to totally divert the attention. If it's discovered, we'll have no chance to talk our way out of
主
it.
人の横領は白日の下にさらされ、後ろ宮家の名誉は失墜します。
Yeah, definitely, yeah, my husband's embezzlement will be exposed to the light of day, and the Ushidomiya family's
断
honor
固
will
と
be
して
destroyed.
それだけは防がねばなりません。
Yeah, we must remain firm and prevent that no matter what may happen. True.
落ち着け。分かっておるわ。
Calm down, I understand
ク
you.
ラウスの錬金術はじきに大勢を迎える。
Krauser's alchemy will soon yield great result.
今年
Alchemy?
を乗り切ればなんとかなるのだ。
When Beatrice is saying alchemy, does she mean... Oh, maybe she could mean, like, a generation of money. I don't know. If we can just make it through this year, we'll
だ
manage.
からうろたえるでない。
So don't get flustered.
しかし去年と同じ手では無理だとして取った作戦がこの牢城なのですよ。
Yeah, that's understandable, actually. Yeah, but we use this strategy precisely because we wouldn't be able to use to pull off the same trick as last year, right?
一度は無理と切り捨てた作戦を再び選ぶのは愚の骨頂ではありませんか？
No, I don't disagree. Isn't it the height of stupidity to return to a plan you previously abandoned because it was
一
impossible?
体今さらどういう筋書きを作るというのですか？
Just what sort of plan could we hope to make at this point? my god, I wonder when we're gonna hear Patchwork Chimera. Could you imagine if we hear it like today or tomorrow or the day after? Oh my god, oh, there's so much I'm looking forward to. Can't wait for this, man. This could maybe be indicative of why Kinzo dies in the boiler room, by the way. Interestingly enough, a place where nobody can see him. Shadowed from everybody. No anti-magic toxin. That's interesting. Runaway and I will prepare one. I really do wonder if maybe Kinzo was going to be... Maybe the power of Kinzo's illusion is actually going to be strengthened so that he can actually be seen by everyone else. I don't know. Runaway and I will prepare one. Leave it to us, for creating illusions is what witches do. That's interesting. All you have to do is give us your permission, Natsuhi-sama. Yeah, no, I see that Teacher and Runaway are quite reliable at times like these. Yeah, and the servants for the one-winged eagle are top-notch furniture. Once the teacher and Runaway rebuild the magic we need, I imagine the servants will work hard to protect it. It still isn't too late. Yeah. It still isn't too late. Let's take Kinzo out of the study and make that illusion walk around. But yeah, I see that. No, but I do wonder what they're actually going to say to counter this. Yeah, but if they rebuild the magic, then what is the problem? Did you forget we chose our current strategy because we considered plans like that? Yeah, I couldn't find anything that would work, but if you strengthen the magic, then who knows? Yeah, I do see that though. It would be the height of foolishness to get flustered in an emergency and carelessly throw away our primary plan. But Natsuhi-sama.
それを感じ取っておられた夏日様が一番ご存知のはずです。
Yeah, as you stand there amidst the toxin, you must realise better than anyone else that we will no longer be able to outlast this siege.
私は同情の方針は変えずに、なんとか他の作戦を考えられないかと提案します。
I promise that we try and find another, that we try and think of another plan without changing our objective of holding the fort.
とにかく
Yeah, that's
この部
interesting.
屋を密室に保ちさえすれば、誰もお父様の存在
Fair,
を否
yeah,
定
yeah,
はできないの
definitely.
です。
I don't disagree. To be honest, I think Natsuhi's plan is way more sensible. In any event, as long as we can keep this room sealed, no one will be able to deny
開
Father's
けることので
existence.
きぬ猫箱の中身を断定することなど、何人にもできないのですから。
I love that she even knows about that. Yeah, but after all, one cannot determine the contents of a cat box that no number of people could ever hope to open. No, I see
確か
that.
に
Well, that may be
そうで
true.
はあるが、人間どもは不条理であるぞ。
Oh, seriously, look at Vassala. But humans are capable of denying reason.
密閉した
Defying
猫
reason,
箱と
even.
てケーキの箱に群がるクロアリのように箱を食い破って中に入ることもあり得る。
It's possible for them to eat into an airtight cat box and go inside. Like black ants closing in on a box of cat. Right, that is fucking disgusting.
ベルンカステル教の駒も気になるしな。
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is good intuition. Lady Van Castle's piece also worries me.
エリカ様が晩餐の話題をさらってくださったのは幸いでした。
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, it was fortunate that Erika-sama stole the show at tonight's dinner.
おかげで今夜の親族会議をお開きにできる雰囲気を生み出してくれたのです
Yeah,
から
definitely, yeah. By doing that, she created an atmosphere in which it was possible to close down the family conference for the night. It's so weird, it's so different.
即
It
座
really
に親
is.
族会議となっていたら今夜
Yeah, don't disagree whatsoever.
売られてい
Yeah.
たかもしれません。
Yeah, if you all had returned directly to the family conference as usual, the barrier might have been broken tonight.
しかし
Yeah.
そのせいで、より濃密に毒素は練り上げられました。
However, it also made the toxin grow even thicker.
明日まで練り上げられた毒素は密室結界をたやすく侵すでしょう。
Oh, yeah. After it thickens all night, it might manage to penetrate the closed room barrier with
籠
ease.
城を
Jesus
続けるに
Christ.
せよ、やめるにせよ、
Whether we continue to hold down the fort
ど
or
ちら
not.
にせよ、新しい作戦と結界を用意しなくては明日は乗り越えられません。
Yeah, that is interesting. We will not be able to make it through tomorrow unless we prepare a new strategy and a new barrier.
密室結界を破るための
Agreed.
何かの
Yeah,
策が
yeah,
ある
yeah,
の
yeah.
かもしれぬな。
Obviously, if Erika figures out anything that Natsuhi is behind, then obviously it's going to be so that, well, if she figures out something Natsuhi is behind, and then everyone believes in the fact that Kinzo is actually dead, and there is some sort of weird lie. There is no truth that would make it so that he could be alive, and that anti-magic toxin will then have the potential to kill Kinzo even more because of the fact that Erika has been the one who has struck the belief in everyone. I like that though. This is actually a really disgusting but at the same time good analogy. Lady Bencastle may have some plan for breaking the closed room barrier.
あ
Yeah.
のエリカというこまめ
No.
侮れぬぞ。
We can't take that piece called Erika lightly.
それを言えば例の19年前の復讐とかいう
Oh
謎
yeah,
の
yeah, I do wonder.
ベルンカステル教の駒かもしれません。
How does he know about this, by the way? Come to think of it, that man who mentioned taking revenge for the events of 19 years ago might also be a piece of Lady Bencastle's. True.
18
Yeah.
の駒で均衡が取れていた盤面に 望まぬ駒が2つも追加された。
It is interesting that there could potentially be another person. Yeah, I do wonder. Yeah, this board achieved equilibrium with 18 pieces, but now it has 2 undesired pieces added to it.
イレギュラーが多すぎます、今年は。
Agreed, yeah, there were too many irregularities this year. Right, I need to check something. Should hopefully be around here. I need to see the introduction to Furudo Erika, and then I need to see the statements that were made in red. Right, okay. Furudo Erika is the detective, not a culprit. No interest on her guys for now. Furudo Erika only increases it by 1 person. Oh, right. Right. Well, you're so fucking dumb. People on this island. What about, like, any external facilitation? Yeah. There could be anything external. It doesn't have to be somebody who's on the island. It could be an external piece who facilitates what happens here. Yeah.
ベルンカステル教は東洋趣味が終わりだったな。
Lady Van Castle was a fan of Eastern
日
things.
本のチェス、将棋ではゲーム中に駒を追加することもできるというではないか。
In shogi, aren't you allowed to drop pieces in during a
ええ
game?
可能ですよ。
Oh, that's interesting. Yes, that is possible.
敵のキングの目の前に駒置き場より取り出したクイーンを置くことさえ将棋では許された切り札たる一手です。
Yes, that is possible. Even the act of dropping a queen from the capture pile right in front of the enemy king. What is an allowable trump card in shogi? What? Wow. That's really surprising, though. That's really surprising. God.
19年前を語る男は
Me too, yeah.
どうしているのでしょう。
Yeah, I wonder what the man who claimed to have a connection from 19 years ago is doing now.
この島のどこかにすでに潜んでいるというのでしょうか。
That red truth. Is he already hiding somewhere on this island?
あのエリカという少女が漂着と称して現れることができたのです。
That girl called Erika was able to appear by claiming to have drifted here.
この台風にもかかわらず、
I don't think the man is on the island because of that red truth.
息を潜めているのかもしれない。
That man might have also landed somewhere on this island despite the typhoon, and he may be hiding somewhere now.
そして親族たちをもはや騙し切ることは難しく。
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to fully deceive the relatives any longer. Yeah, so if something like that increases her, you know, the amount of pressure she actually has, yeah, that's going to be really bad. Why?
どうしてこうもイレギュラーが重なるのですか。
Oh, wow, it's just really interesting. This is what happens when you are literally living inside a chessboard. Because the players are mean. That's the only reason. Genuinely. Wow, so many irregular things happened at the same time.
この悪夢と偶然の奇跡をどう説明すればいいというのですか。
Ah, Burn Castle. How can you explain this nightmarish miracle of coincidences? Yeah, God, that must be so not only unlucky, but fucking stressful. I would hate to be in Natsuhi's position right now. That must just be so awful because, you know, this plan and, you know, the amount of irregularities that are actually happening here, it could potentially cost you your entire reputation and future. I mean, it is so important, and yet everything, it just seems as if everything external is trying its best to completely make this as hard for her as possible. That really surprises me. I mean, this game must be so unplayable, I would have thought, if something like this could be the case. God, that must be hard. Especially because of the fact that she has a really bad headache. I mean, isn't that just sad to think? That is totally stress facilitated. There's no way it isn't. God. Yeah. Lady Bernkastel controls miracles. Yeah, definitely, yeah. There's no point being surprised at irregularities or miracles when she's around.
将棋は確かにキングの真正面に敵の駒が突如現れることを認めたゲームです。ですが、だからこそそこに隙間を作らぬ完璧な陣形を作り、キングを守る芸術的な城を構築します。
Well, shogi is a game in which an enemy piece might suddenly appear in front of a king. Oh yeah, for that very reason, you build up a perfect formation that won't allow for such a weakness. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, artistically constructing a castle around your king. And that's basically what they're doing here. But the only thing is, I mean, that is fair enough, but the barrier is genuinely too weak. If they increase the barrier, though, I don't see why not. But yeah, in that case, isn't holding the fort exactly what we should be doing right now? Oh, right, they can't actually increase the barrier easily, it seems. Perhaps if we had a fort we could hold, but we cannot hope for such a thing now. It's difficult to corner a king with no wall to his back, and even more difficult to corner one with open spaces in all directions. Think of a mouse. You can catch a mouse that's shut in a cage. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. I love that, yeah. It totally blends in as well. Natsuhi-sama. Ooh, please allow us to consider this option.
気まぐれに屋敷内を闊歩しながら親族の方々の目を逃れる。それが自然である筋書きを明朝までに考えます。
Oh shit. Please tell me. Oh my god, it's a miracle. Bernkastel. I live in a chessboard right now, and Bernkastel is the reason I could find my jacket. Yeah, so if Erika suddenly appears in front of, you know, everybody that is in the study and unveils Natsuhi's secret, there will be a perfect formation that will prevent her from doing so. But at the same time, judging by the fact that she literally, in the opening, you know, convicted Natsuhi of the fact that she's actually done murder, doesn't really give much hope, does it? I really like that, yeah. Yeah. That is interesting, though. I do see how you could apply that to Kinzo. No, but seriously though, what if something they don't anticipate happens and then Kinzo could potentially not only disappear in front of somebody's eyes so that they could see him die, but also, you know, what happens if something unexpected happens and somebody does see them? Yeah, don't you see the danger? I think this is really open to risk. Yeah, if we're willing to consider such a dangerous option, wouldn't it be better to continue acting as though father was in his room and in a bad mood? No, I see that, yeah. To be fair, that's what they think. Maybe the solving of the epitaph could potentially really change things. I don't know though. Tomorrow, the relatives will crowd around the study once again. Yeah, and the barrier will potentially be totally done for. They'll be right on the other side of that single door. When that happens, just how long do you intend to make it seem like they're having a yelling match with Kinzo-sama? It's impossible. And we must find some way to postpone that impossibility for 36 hours. God, if you tell me to do it, I will. I'm Ushinomiya Natsuhi, the wife of the Ushinomiya family head. God. That's hilarious. If you tell me to do that, I'll act out a shouting match with father for as many days as it takes. God, she is. I feel horrible for Natsuhi. You know, she displays the signs of somebody who is so severely stressed with such a difficult situation that never ever persists. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even Natsuhi realized that she could never manage it. Yeah, but she no longer saw any chance of victory from a plan that involved an illusion of Kinzo walking around. Yeah, I see that. I don't disagree with it whatsoever. Banging on the desk several times with, God, tears of rage streaming down on her face. Natsuhi alternated between groaning from her headache and placing the blame on one thing or another. Yeah. It made one feel that there must be some curse that made anyone who sat in the chair act that way. That's quite funny.
奥様が逃げる詰将棋ですな。詰将棋ですから相手のキングはない。決められた手数を逃げ切る以外に奥様に勝つ手はないのです。
God. I feel probably bad for Natsuhi, but at the same time, I mean, this is what you get if you hide something. But at the same time, this is one of the things that you have to hide, because if you don't, then you're going to jail, genuinely. I think it's even worse that none of this is even her fault. This is like a game of mating shogi where you are on the defensive. In mating shogi, the opponent has no king and you have no way of winning other than avoiding a checkmate for a predetermined number of moves. Oh yeah, that is really interesting. So obviously there is no king, there is no way of actually making it so that the opponent is defeated, but at the same time you just have to avoid their big and ultimate move that will make your life ruined. And to think, God, I know, yeah. That I must escape for a whole day and a half's worth of moves. Yeah, it's hard. It really is hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is just too many. No, but at the same time, Natsuhi's definitely going to be... I find it really quite funny that by everybody in her family dying, Natsuhi's actually going to be really quite convenienced. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, don't stop thinking. Don't give up. Oh, listen to your complaints, so don't have a fit. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Your unshaking will to overcome this trial will bring your success with certainty. Yeah, that's the power of the witch of certainty for you. Yeah, seriously though, yeah. Oh, that's really nice of her. Yeah, believe that you will overcome this no matter what. Yeah, that's really good, yeah. Yeah, I am really happy that Natsuhi is actually realizing Beatrice's advice. You're right. I understand. Only I can overcome this hardship. Yeah, that's correct. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, this is correct. Didn't Kinzo entrust you with the job of overcoming these challenges? That's really good. Yeah, Kinzo acknowledged that you're worthy of that responsibility. To think that Kinzo's life could potentially be on, you know, at risk if Natsuhi's incompetence rises, it just really shows that, you know, Kinzo has so much trust in her. Godfather. Oh, God. God, she's funny. Yeah, I think it's actually really nice just hearing Beatrice being so reassuring to her. This really is what she needs at the moment. Teacher and Donoe will think of a new move. Yeah, of course, I will think of a new one as well. However, even that we cannot do without permission from our master, from you. So at the very least, don't abandon your will to fight. Don't give up. I understand. Yeah, that's horrible. But I'm already all tired out, and I can't stand this headache. God, I mean... She's kind of become like Kinzo. Why is it that I'm crying here, all alone in this frigid study? Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Why isn't my husband here for me now? Back when dinner ended. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, just totally, you know, affected way too much by the stress. Yeah, back when dinner ended, Kraus claimed to be dizzy and went to bed early. Of course, he had done this to get... yeah, definitely. Yeah, he had done this to get himself enough... wait. Of course, he had done this to get enough rest to ready himself for the long day ahead. Yeah, but to Natsuhi right now, it felt as though he'd just gone straight to sleep and pushed the entire burden on her. No, I see that, yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah. Complaining about such a thing would mean her failure as a wife. Isn't it a good wife's duty to work hard and put family first? Even when her husband is resting? I mean... I suppose so, but at the same time, I think it's really not right to think, like... You know, I think it's really not right to let the duties of a wife dull your emotions so that you don't really realise just how much you're... I don't really want to say that you're being taken advantage of, but how much harder your life is being made. Filled with regret, even at her anger towards her husband. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, it is really quite awful to think that, you know, all of the emotions that she actually feels, they all result in regret. I mean, yeah, filled with regret, even at her anger towards her husband. Unable to determine at whom she should be angry, Natsuhi continued. Yeah, that's horrible. It is just really interesting. Whenever you don't have an outlet to put your anger on or blame, then, you know, it's just so much harder to keep it controlled. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, if only Ginzo could just speak to her quietly at times like these. Beldor searched for him, but Ginzo had been nowhere to see. Oh, that's tricky. Nowhere to be seen in the study for some... Could you imagine if he was already dead? Perhaps Natsuhi had noticed this as well. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, though she bragged that fighting alone and supporting from behind was the responsibility of a good wife. God, I know, yeah, without anyone to tell her that this was really necessary. What the fuck? She was now so frail that she couldn't even stop her own yeah. Fucking God, man. Dude, why do the temperatures vary so much in summer? It actually pisses me off. Right. Yeah. That's horrible. Oh, yeah, just as Beldor was trying to think of words to console Natsuhi, why did Gidiga tap her lightly on the shoulder? Yeah, that really is tricky. But to be fair, I think if I was in a situation like this, I'd just think, like, you know, it's over in 36 hours. You need to try as hard as possible for these next, you know, 36 hours. And then you can rest. I think it's just so horrible to think that, you know, the duties of a good wife and, you know, all of the things that she feels as if she has to do, it gets in the way of how she should truly be viewing a situation. I love that they've been making this entire plan, and yet it could potentially be an eventuality that Ginzo is dead himself. I don't know if that's possible, but it could be. Yeah, that is really, really interesting, that because of the fact that nobody is there to tell her the good in which she is doing, and nobody, and, you know, I mean, these people are helping, but they aren't really telling her, you know, just how brilliant she is. So I suppose, yeah, I can see how that could potentially create more upset. I mean, I suppose you've got to have a belief because of what you're doing. If it has the power of certainty, then, you know, Klaus's financial schemes could be covered up before the inheritance actually happens. Just as Bertha was trying to think of some words to console Natsuhi, Wadagiria tapped her lightly on the shoulder. Sometimes, when words of consolation don't come from the mouth of the right person, oh yeah, definitely, they can do more harm than good. Yeah, fair. So Wadagiria silently told Bertha that remaining silent was the best course of action for now. Yeah. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me! Oh yeah, I don't really think you're gonna get any words of comfort now. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, right, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you'd let me speak. It's just the worst timing. I mean, my god, this person is in such, you know, Natsuhi is in such a horribly stress-overridden time. You know, she really, really doesn't need just such, I don't know, just such a time where advice is one of the things that are most necessary, and then you just have some trickster who's just totally diverted the attention. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, please restrain yourself for the time being. Fair, yeah. No, in this room, there's no distinction between outsiders, guests, and the rest of us. Yeah, that's nice, yeah. I do find it really, really interesting that Natsuhi, whenever... She is just the utter hostess. She is the classic hostess in terms of a person. I mean, my god, you literally put aside all of your sadness, all of your stress, all of your fucking painful headaches, just so that somebody can get their voice heard. It really, really is. It's really quite... It is nice, but at the same time I do feel it does have potential to be really unhealthy. But at the same time, it's perfect for the job she does. Thank you. Nonofe said it himself a while ago. Yeah, this is mating shogi with you on the defensive. Yeah, definitely, yeah. How do you lose in mating shogi? It's when your king is checkmated, right? Yeah. Goes without saying. And that opponent has no king. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Therefore, all Natsuhi can do is have her king run away constantly. I see. So you're thinking of that move. Has that time already come? What do you mean? Oh my god! Yeah, do you mean there's some sort of move remaining to us? It's about what you proposed in the very beginning, about how to hide Goldsmith's death. Oh, that's interesting. Is it anything related to the boiler room? I'm trying to say that that time has come for us to use that. Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, that really, really is. And obviously, this is a really, really good idea, considering that there are going to be loads of murders. It's just ironic that, you know, even though her entire family is going to get killed, herself included, it will, like, let's say Natsuhi hypothetically survived, it would really, really help in a situation like this, because obviously, all of the murders would be able to be totally shadowed And so would Kinzo's death. It would just be one of the many murders. It wouldn't be individually known about its in terms of significance. The attention would be completely diverted. You mean having him go missing?
その一手を親族会議の今指すというのですか?
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea, because obviously then they can blame it on somebody else that isn't themselves, an unknown person X. You mean to make that move right now during the family
危険すぎ
conference?
ます.
It's too dangerous. It is, to be fair. I don't disagree with Warugiria. Once they'd suddenly resolved all of their problems, they would have to lay Kinzo to rest. And the best way to do that was to make him disappear. Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, one day Kinzo would go out into the forest and never return. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to find him no matter how much they searched, so he would be declared missing.
さっき
Yeah.
リーチェも言ったわ。
You said it a second ago yourself, Riche.
野に逃れたネズミを捕まえることはできない。
Yeah, you can't catch a mouse that's escaped into a field. True, actually, yeah.
森に消えたゴールドスミス
I
を
love that.
捕えることもね。
Yeah, but I don't disagree, and you can't catch a goldsmith who's disappeared into the forest.
それで言い逃れられると?
You plan for us to talk our way out of this like that?
この最も疑われた今にその一手を指すなどまさに自殺にも等しい一手です.
Yeah, I do see that, because obviously with the other methods, you can make it so that it's not obvious that you have some sort of involvement. But I'm sorry, if you're suspected to have murdered Kinzo and then, you know, just out of the blue, when things get really, really stressful, you say he's missing, I mean, I'm sorry. But I think if that doesn't look bad, then I don't know what does. You plan for us to... To use such a move now, when the suspicion against us is greatest, would be no better than committing suicide. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think it's a little bit better, but still, I do kind of see what Wadagiri is saying. Oh, they probably will suspect it.
まさに疑惑と呼ばれるに等しい
Yeah, definitely. Well, they probably will suspect it. Such a move would most certainly lead to mistrust.
しかしこの書斎に彼らが踏み込もうともぬけの殻
Yeah. However, even if they were to set foot in this study, they would find nothing to aid
金
them.
蔵様を捕らえることは永遠に不可能で
It would never be again possible for them to keep Kinzo-sama pinned down.
その死はこれほどまでに
True,
疑わしい
yeah,
にも
that is
かかわら
good.
ず
Yeah, it would
立
never-
証することができない
It would never again be possible for them to keep Kinzo-sama pinned down, and no matter how much they suspected his death, they would be unable to prove it.
36時間どころか永遠に金蔵の秘密を守ることができるんじゃない？
Forget about a mere 36 hours, you'd be able to protect Kinzo's secret forever that way, right?
もちろんそれにふさわしいリスクを背負うことにな
Yeah,
る。
true. Of course, we'll also have to bear an appropriate risk.
その一手を指せば確かにこの場を乗り切ることはできようが
If you make that move, you may be able to overcome this particular challenge.
失う名誉も計り知れぬぞ
Fair, yeah. But we cannot even guess at how much prestige you might lose for it.
それでも
Even so.
確実にこの場を乗り切れる一手よ。
Yeah, it's a move that will certainly overcome our current challenge.
もちろん疑惑を大きく背負うわ。
Of course, you'll then have to face an even greater suspicion.
で
Yeah,
も死なない。
but you won't die.
確かにそれは
Yes.
そうですが
That may be true, but
関東大震災で後宮家は本当だったら滅んでいるはずだったのよ。
during the Great Kanto earthquake, the Ushinomiya family should
そ
have
れを
died.
狂気の天才ゴールドスミスが再建して、あなたが守りたくなるくらいに立派に再建し
Oh,
てみ
yeah,
せた。
yeah, definitely, yeah.
なら今度はそれをあなたたち新しき
God,
当
that
主
is
夫妻がやってみせる
interesting.
べきなのよ。
That is actually really, really interesting that Gap is saying this. Yeah, during the Great Kanto earthquake, the Ushinomiya family should have died. However, the mad genius goldsmith provided it so splendidly that it's now something you desire to protect. Yeah, so this time it's up to you and your husband, the new head and his wife, to do the same. Yeah, so Kinzo should have died, but at the same time, you know, Natsuhi and Kraus, they need to revive Kinzo and the potential he has for being somewhere, so that, you know, people can actually no longer suspect the fact that, suspect the fact that he is actually dead. If he's missing, then that doesn't necessarily prove whether he's dead or not. But at the same time, this is the thing, it could potentially be as deadly, or maybe even more deadly, because of the fact that, you know, you can never prove, because you can never prove who went missing, so what do? You attack the person with the most connection to Kinzo, i.e. Natsuhi and Kraus. Oh my god, no, I see that. Yeah, is that how you intend to stir her up?
煽りじゃないわ。
I'm not stirring her up.
当主夫人としての覚悟を私は聞いているだけよ。
Yeah, I'm just asking if she's prepared to be the wife of the head.
泥をすすってでも後宮家を守る覚悟があなた
God,
にはあ
yeah,
る
that
で
is
し
a
ょ。
fair question. Yeah, you're prepared to protect the Ushinomiya family, even if you end up getting dragged through the dirt to do it.
あります。
I am prepared.
今がその時よ。
Then now is the time.
泥をすすって生き延びられるならいくらでも飲み干しなさい。
If you can survive by being dragged through the dirt, then call for
あ
your
なたは
mind.
苦害を這いずって生き延び、やがては必ず栄光を取り戻す。
You'll inch your way through the world of suffering, and eventually you'll restore that glory.
この
I
序列
see
第
that,
33位のガープがそれを約束してあげるわ。
I, Gap, the 33rd in rank, promise you.
ガープ
Gap.
私がこのタイミングでここへ遊びに来たのはきっとそれを望む偶然の神々のお導きでしょうよ。
I mean, I get that Gap is obviously proclaiming her real significance, and happenstance gods actually facilitating the chances of Gap playing. And wait, hang on, let's link this to episode 4. Yeah, that is interesting. I do wonder.
「守ってあげる後宮夏日」
Keep this promise, Ushinomiya Natsuhi.
対価は不要よ。
I require nothing in
あんたに
return.
仕えてるリーチューからすでにたっぷり前払いされてるわ。
That is interesting. Liche, the one who serves you, has already paid me plenty. That's really, really convenient, potentially. Yeah, no, I don't disagree whatsoever. Yeah, Gap may have seemed irresponsible, but she actually possessed a strong sense of duty. She was the kind of person who just couldn't leave someone in trouble alone. Yeah, no, I see that. I think that is really good. But yeah. What is the payment in advance? Oh, when did I do that? I love that she doesn't even remember. When did I do that? I've never heard of such a thing. What is this, though? Oh no. What is it? Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. That is dirty. So you're saying that somebody has actually done the payment, which, I mean, obviously convenient, but she's literally stolen things and then counted that as payment. Oh my god. Well, I mean, to be fair, you are objectively paying for something that way, but at the same time, it's not really with your consent, so you can't validly say that. I just mean those magical items you couldn't remember where you put. Made off of quite a few of them. Her face. So that was your doing after all. Oh. Her face. Give him back. Give back my illusionary silver crystal and moon stick. I still haven't played around by sticking them together yet. You've got to be kidding me, so that's all you do. You just stick them together. That's it. That's the sort of magic and strategy you can expect from me. Yeah, that's brilliant. That really is good. Yeah. Yeah, I can hide Goldsmith away in a world where no one will be able to find him. Let me know the instant you need that magic. Until then, feel free to think of another safer plan. True. It is, yeah, definitely. But at the same time, if you can't decide depending on which one you should do, like, should you pick the initial thought, i.e. to make it so that Kinzo is still in this study and, you know, making it so that the previous plan is expanded upon, or do you do a different plan because it's not going to work for another year, i.e. making it so that Kinzo walks around and he's harder to find, or do you make it so that Kinzo is reported missing? But at the same time, what if there are two alternatives that are just as good as each other? And then you find it really hard to find, you know, the best one out of all of those. Like, that could be a real problem. Yeah, having alternatives is beneficial for your peace of mind. Fair, yeah. And without that, you'll never think up a brilliant plan. Natsuhi-sama. Good, yeah, we have quite some time remaining us tonight. Yeah, fair. Let's leave Gap's strategy as a final trump card and iron out a plan of our own for now. Please give us permission. Oh yeah, I like that, yeah. But I do find it really interesting that obviously she's trying to say this as a means of consolation, but I do kind of get the impression that, you know, this is just a means of building up Natsuhi's hopes falsely and just making it look like you know what you're talking about because of the fact that you're a witch. Like, what if you do fail? I mean, even though Natsuhi may have the biggest conviction in the world, but they can still fail. It's fully possible. Less chance because of more magic of certainty, but still. It's not impossible. And please give us the trust, the magical power, and absolute conviction we'll need to succeed without fail. If you have faith, I will make your dreams come true. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is interesting. I really like the difference because obviously Wadagiriga is trying to make it so that, you know, it's just trying to obviously emphasize nicely, whereas Gap is just really showing brutally the differences between hoping and not hoping and what they will achieve. If you have faith, I will make your dreams come true. If you succumb to doubt, then I'll make those nightmares come true. Yeah. Fair, yeah, you must build your own future. Well, these people were definitely going to help them. Kinzo would disappear. And right in the middle of this family... Yeah, seriously, though. Yeah, such a move would truly be the last resort. Agreed. Yeah. Burying this final trump card in her heart, Natsuhi decided that she would grope around for a different plan until the last... Yeah, fair enough, yeah. After all, this long, long night has only just begun. Yeah, burn Castle and her piece had just as long to prepare as Natsuhi did. Yes, agreed. Ooh, what now? Where are we? Oh, yeah. This was really interesting. I really liked seeing just, you know, the ridiculous amount of pressure that this situation actually has on Natsuhi and how much it's actually got to her. And also just seeing, you know, a little bit more of Wadagiriya and Gap as well. And, you know, also just seeing the impossibility of the situation. But here's the thing that I've never really understood about this. So if Kinzo is actually alive and he is observed by any humans if he is observed by any humans, he disappears. And, you know, he's alive and he's in his study, but that won't work because obviously people will make him disappear. They'll open the study, they'll force for it to be opened because of, you know, hostility, and then they will make it so that it's proved that Kinzo's missing. That means the study is opened. If Kinzo is just walking around, then I don't really understand how this plan is actually going to make anything better, because what if people, you know, well, they won't, their anti-magic power will lower the barrier less because of the fact it doesn't matter if the barrier is lowered, and it doesn't matter if they go in because Kinzo will still be alive in the illusionary form because of the fact that he's still there. But at the same time, it seems kind of nonsensical because even though Kinzo is alive, nobody can see him, so isn't he as good as disappeared in people's heads? I don't know, but the missing plan, obviously. I think the missing plan and well, to be fair, if you do want Kinzo to remain alive, it is fair that you would make it so that he doesn't disappear then. But it just doesn't really make much sense why you would do it. But at the same time, I suppose you need something. Natsuhi and Kraus need a valuable testimony. So to actually make it so that the disappearance is... Well, sorry, I'm so tired at the moment, I can barely think. Right, I'll just see how long this is. Do we have time to read it? Yeah, I think I might leave it to tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll leave this to tomorrow, because I kind of wanted to read this today, but yeah, I'm way too tired now. Look at that time. I'll probably tell you everything you need to know. Anyway, though, that was a really good read, and it was really interesting just to think about all of the plans that actually related to Natsuhi, and you know, not only that, but the EPITAPH related stuff as well. It's going to be really quite fun just to see, you know, what the final answer to it actually is. I mean, we're not going to be told the final answer today, I don't think, but we're going to be told indications of the final answer and, you know, things that could potentially help. And I really loved the stuff about the epitaph, and it was just really quite interesting seeing loads of people's perspectives on it, and, you know, how people responded to it in general, really. And, you know, it's just interesting seeing, like, you know, the people that totally don't give a fuck about the riddle, and then the other people who, you know, they're really, really you know, kind of hell-bent on trying to solve it, really. It's just interesting to see the difference and, you know, the motives that may cause people to want to solve the epitaph's riddle. And, yeah, Erika, she's going to be really, really interesting in this next episode, I bet. And I really do wonder what's going to happen when she becomes a golden witch. Or, that is, if she becomes a golden witch. I don't really know, but I feel like she will be. Even though she isn't interested in the gold, though, we can't forget about that. She isn't interested in the gold at all. She's only interested in the solving of the puzzle. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. I wonder what's going to happen with the first murders as well, because I'm really curious in, you know, how everything's actually going to play out, and also just in general, you know, how Erika's going to reason it as well. I do wonder if, because of the fact that Erika has really good intuition, everything she says is going to be something we can take as gospel. I don't know, though, because obviously, even though these are really, really good detectives, they still can make mistakes, so who knows. But, yeah, I like the stuff about Natsuhi as well. I thought, you know, it was really, really good just to see more on Natsuhi's character, and, you know, it's just interesting to see the, you know, reason behind her headache and her immense stress. I mean, I always thought it was just because of the stress of a family conference, but no, she literally has a body to hide, and, well, not really a body to hide, but, you know, the status of somebody being dead to hide. And it's just really interesting that, you know, no matter what happens, the seal on the study cannot be broken, because if it is, then, yeah, that's going to be a bit scary for Kinzo, and, you know, obviously Natsuhi and Kraus. Well, Kraus mainly, but Natsuhi as well. Yeah, and it's just really quite something to think about. How much is it at stake? And I do wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, obviously, I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be really, really interesting. It's just one of those things. You were so excited just by the mere idea of it. So, yeah, I'll go now. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see you tomorrow.